Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today let's do another minimize and fans game, and we're going to play against England 6, and there's a bit of twist today. We're going to play with the archipelago rule. By archipelago, the rule means that instead of having the boards connected as a whole island, we're having like two islands or more islands. In this case, we only have having two islands. And uh, the rule for distance between these two lands is that any of the coastal lands on board B to any of the lands on board A is two range. For example, if I want to grow from B2 into A2, that would be two range. Similarly, if I want to grow from B2 to A1, that's also two range. And on top of that, there's also a rule for spirit targeting powers. For example, if I would like to target Fangs with Bedevilment, and Minimize and Fangs doesn't have a board that both spirits have presence on, then you need to spend one extra energy for that. For example, if Minimize has presence on board A but doesn't have presence on board B, and Fangs has only has presence on board B but not presence on board A, then we need to pay one extra for Bedevil, because Bedevil is a spirit targeting power and you can only target Fangs with that. But luckily, Fangs is very, very flexible on the abstract. I meant to split the board, yeah. Fangs is very flexible in long range support or long range growth, because first of all we could put a presence on any land of my choice on the entire islands, or anywhere on the island. So during setup, we can already have the presence on minimized boards, so that problem is already solved. And on top of that, Fangs has a range 3 growth. Range 3 is a lot. It basically means we can just cross the ocean, and also we could still have a +1 range for our growth if we are trying to do that. On the other hand, many mines, if we are going to spam G2, then we are probably having a little bit trouble in the early game to reach Fang's board for B. But if we really want to, we can always tag to G3, or we could just use our left and A, because left and A gathers beast within 2 range. So without further ado, let's try how this archipelago rule plays with these two beast buddies. All right. And we are already starting to choose a starting presence for Fangs. One always goes to B8 because the board B is the starting board for Fangs, and the other we can choose to also go to a B8 or B5 or A1. It's a very obvious choice because of the archipelago rule and the fact that we're starting in a very, very corner land. We need to um, start on minimized boards so that we could potentially have interactions on minimized board, which happens a lot because these two spheres share the same light pool. I mean, beast pool. All right, and the initial explorer is Sand. So the first thing we observe is that Sand's explorer is probably fine because there's no extra buildings on either of the Sands lands. But the other thing is, lands A4 has a blight, which means we're in a hurry to solve it. A5 is fine. It has a beast there. We can play around beast events, and even if he fails, we could still take a blight there. But the thing is, it probably is hard to disrupt because it's already adjacent to both buildings on B1 and B4. Both wetlands are providing adjacent to this B5. So I think the priority we have here is to try to solve A7, because A7 is only adjacent to one building, and that is the neat part of the archipelago rule. The rule book says it's going to add a maximum of +1 difficulty to the entire game, but it's actually double-edged. It in some way provides some interesting challenges, but also in some way makes the game a little bit easier by, having less adjacency. It's less likely that we are going to push stuff around and build a big dump plant because, the boards are separated. But the lack of adjacency also makes it easy for you to uh, makes it easy for you to make pockets. And this is a great example that A7 has no adjacency. We can solve it by ranging hunt. We can either solve it by ranging hunt or pursue, but I would like to keep pursue for now because A, it has very good elements, and B, it probably has better use cases in the later game. And worst case scenario, it can still pay for stuff like um, the sun event. I forgot what it is. But if that happens, I could just discard pursue for that. So, anyways, um, what we're going to do is that we're trying to probably solve uh, A4 and B3 by defending or control, and we are trying to solve A7 by just ranging hunting because that will create a pretty pocketable inland for A7. So with that in mind, uh, the most stable way to ranging hunt open is to just Teeth Gleam and two near and plus 3 energy. Next turn we can reclaim. So we could ranging hunt again, and also we have a draft. Fang's G1 is very, very busted because it's a pick 2 with reclaim and draft. So as long as we have enough energy to support, we can make that happen very easily. But we need to get access to A7. So this is where the interaction between Minimize and fans get handy because first of all, we can just V2 Minimize to into A5. So now A5 has a beast because Minimize special rule says your sacred site is counted as a beast. And fans can only add presence on lands with beast or jungles. And suddenly now A5 has a beast. So we could just add a beast here for access. Note that we have to do top track, and also, I think it's better for me to do A8 instead of A5. Although it's still mandatory that we're having a secret set on A5, just because we could have an adjacent B, so we could ranging hunt that. So the reason that having a presence on A5 is better than A5, A8 then is better having a presence on A5 is that we could use our two near Mm, and Teeth Gleam from A8 that will cover A6, A5, and A7 and potentially enable some further lines. So let's do Growth and G3 on Fangs and do the both double plant cards. And Minimize is going to do the classic G1 because we are still not in the dire need for a range growth from Minimize. So it's probably better for us just to scale and playing EMS under play. All right, and let's do it. So now we could have a ranging hunt, counting Minimize Sacred Site as a beast, and I think pushing the beast into A8 is great because next turn we can still do a raging hunt and completely pocketing the inlands on board A. In fact, I think any of the follow-up explorers is pocketable on board A, which is like insanely great. So let's do this. And we build and we explore into the wetland. Okay, that's fantastic. So now we could do a 2 near, killing the explorer on A5. Actually, no. Oh, actually, yes. So I was saying no because I just realized there's adjacency on A4, but A4 is going to ravage first, and then next turn we could just do a guide. Uh, the guide defend on B4, on A4, and then the town is going to be killed, and then ranging on A8. So there's no adjacency on a5. So now that board A is pretty much very solved, now we need to look at our board B, since we're actually sacking something on board B. We have a tiefling. We don't need any more beasts on board A, so let's just do a tiefling on B6, and then see what happens later. We have a problem on, let's say, on this B3. If they ravage, both the Han are gonna die, and there's a blight on the coastal, and there's a town on the coastal, which is pretty bad. What can I do to salvage that? To salvage that? Let's reclaim and try to look for a defense. There's a defense. So even though there's a defense, we have to make a painful choice between playing Call the Guard, saving a B3, and killing the town on B8, on A8, and then completely pogging the board A inland. Is it possible for us to do both? Like, I mean, obviously it's possible for us to do ranging hunt and Call Guard, but I'm trying to see if we can save that by a dreadful tide or the devil, because we don't have too many presence on B3. That is the main drawback. Hmm. So I believe we can, but that requires us to do a G3 on many mines, and this is where G3 actually gets interesting. I like to test out this line. Let's do G3 into B8. And then we could gather a presence from we can't gather from A8, but it's fine. I mean B8. Because we can gather from A1. And that would be actually fantastic. Do it again. So we can, gather a Fangs presence over there. And that would make it possible for Fangs to just grow to A3 again. And then we could have a Bedevil to completely solve that. And we could also do a guide because we're actually really defending on this A4. Thing is, it's a bit tricky to get the Han on A4. And it's very important for us to have presence on A4. The Han on A4. So is it possible for us to do it? Actually, it is possible because we could a ranging Han A8, killing the town and pushing the Minimize Sacred Site on 7. And then we could guide the Tudor Han to 4, and then, yeah, that is actually perfect. So yeah, this tempo play pays out. And as for the draft, I think it's still pretty much Call the Guard, even though it's off element. It's a zero cost fast defense sun air that thresholds a lot of majors. So let's do this card. And let's do growth, bottom track, too near, and tiefling. So yep, let's do it. Ranging hard. Push the beast. Push the beast. The sacred site goes there, and the presence. I think I would still leave the presence on A8 just because if Mounted gets explored, I could Junior snipe the dude on A6, and then the high immigration is not gonna affect A6, so this pocket can still outlast for one turn. Yeah, that's pretty great. And then we could do a guide moving the Han and Sacred Side into 4. Then we could do Bedevil. I would like to just leave things as is over here. And gather beasts. I think gathering 1 beast is fine over here. Defend 2. And that's pretty much it. What's the event? Wounded Land attract explorers. Well, I think that comes with beast event, right? So yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's completely fine for us. Let's add explorer here and explorer there. Then we could push stuff. Um, does that solve anything? Oh, see, playing around beast events is very, very strong. So we could effectively push this town out. But the important question is, where do I push it? Um, if I push it to A4, it's okay. But if jungle is the follow-up, we have to deal with it. And the way we deal with it is probably pray and chase. But if you don't push the town into A4, we don't have to pray chase it. We just need to pray it or chase it. So I don't really want to gamble on the 50-50. Same goes to B7. Actually, pushing it to B7 seems like the right call. Like we're completely giving up the pocket plan if we push to A4, but then pushing the town over here gives us a very great advantage of not having to worry about LC for quite a bit. Because if we push the town to either of the wetland, especially on B1, since it's a coastal, it has more chance to show up on stage 2s. It's probably going to be a LC land. So yeah, this is a very interesting decision. Let's see what the other informations are. Raid and retaliation. Oh. So that is not good. Like we could still maintain the pocket by pushing the town out, but that would be +1 town for us, and it's probably going to create a pressure on LC later that we need to spend 1 action to solve. Raging retaliation. Yeah, this is so bad. We're also not solving B3 with that. Well, well, well. Not very ideal, but I think the main decision, it is fine. So let's just try to get back to the question of how to push the town from B5. We could push them to B7 or B1 or B6. The choice is basically where. And I think I would like to take the gamble and push it to B1. And hopefully we don't get punished by wetland back-to-back. Like even if it's wetland back-to-back, it's still fine because fans can just prey on that land. So I think it's fine. It's still worth it to push the town out, and then we could still try to maintain a interesting pocket upward B. And then on this board, has to push the town out. This town, let's push it to A2. Like, I know it's very risky to dump stuff into this land too early, but I think maintaining that A3 is clean is very important. Because we could solve that with very minimal investment, and we could do some majors trying to either stall on A2 or nuke A2. So yeah, let's do this. Raid and retaliation. So this Dahan probably dies. Oh wait, raid retaliation. Oh, it's not the engage on their own turn. Okay, never mind. Let's do this event again. Because I thought it was engage on their own terms for some reason. Engage on their own term is that the Han deal less damage overall on their counterattacks, but radio retaliation is actually mm, extra damage. So yeah, let's do it again. Um, let's push this dude into land 2, and we could just probably. Do we need to kill the dudes? I think we don't, because the event is going to kill the two dudes anyways. Right. So, um, on board A, we don't push anything. On board B, we still push, because that's also land. Push to B1, and radio retaliation. Do this, do that, kill the dude, and the Han dies. Actually, if I push a town over on A1 and lose at the Han, I mean, the question is, do I want to save the Han? I think the answer is I do want to save the Han. So, um, let's do the true push like in another way. We will push it to B4. Like, I'm still not sure if I want to save the Han eventually, but now let's just keep it. Retaliation kill. Kill the dude. Kill the dude. Kill the dude and, die. Alright. It's actually still a pretty good event because we've taken no blight because of that. And this is the mountain follow-up. That's absolutely crazy. Let's do it here. So now the important question is, do we have enough here before the first high immigration? I think the answer is we do. We are only 2 fear away, and next turn minimize is guaranteed to generate 2 fear, at least 2 fear. So we're going to be good on the fear. And the Sans high immigration, the Sans build is going to be completely under control. And what about the wetland ravage? Um, so many mines can skip one, and if we have enough beast movement, we could defend another. But there's probably not going to be enough the Han counterattack, which is kind of sad. Hmm. Hmm. I do wish I could have another play on Guy, because Guy is going to be amazing here. Like, we're almost close to just clearing board A, but like, it's still pretty far away. As for Tunir, we could add a beast on B8 and then ranging Haunted to just reduce the LC pressure. And I don't think it's very efficient this way. Let's build Wetland Ravage, Mountain build, and we could take a high migration here. That means if I stray here, it's going to be stopping 2 builds, and then we could have enough time to completely clear board A. No, actually no, because if I play on A1, that means the town is not going to be built, so we're going to escalate on A1, so it's still not resolved completely. Hmm. This Lone the Han on A1, man, it's so hard. add a beast to b7 because now it would enable me to later ranging hunt it. I think it's great if I did have a potential to solve it later. And then Midnight's Grow. Trade both Sacred Sites? Actually, no. Let's create both Sacred Site, but don't open the 2 energy spots, because then we would be able to play 3 cards. Grab a miner. There's Carter Trade. But there's no Daham movement. I mean, Carter Trade is a Daham movement, but it's not the one we want to. Well, also it's Carter Trade, so it's a bit weird to use it. Confounding is not a bad card. Like with Confounding, I think I could solve both Ravages. It's not bad. Let's do it. Play the rest of the cards. And that's what plans. We need to draft new cards, or I think we're good on cards. Is there any way we could stop a double build? I think the answer is no, because the builds are going to be Sands, which there's no building at all at this moment, so none of the Sands is going to eat a escalation. And Mountains, as we talked about, if I prey on A1, there's not going to be any. I mean, if I prey on A1, then A2 is going to take the escalation, so it's only stopping one build. But what if I ranging on a B6? That would make B2 it double escalations, but is it really worth it? Plus, I've already committed the beast on B7. I think it's not. The main reason is that, well, first of all, I've already committed beast elsewhere, and then we are planning to scale instead of weakening again on this turn, so. Hmm. So not having an adjacent to harm does sack, but it's fine. We'll live with that. Let's grow to B4 to have more access with our type cards, even though we're not playing them to this turn. Alright, and what do we do now? Confounding here, defense 4. That solves it, but there's no Dahan. Caught a guard. Also, is there any way that I can use the pursuit? Too many actions, but there's not many meaningful targets for that. Maybe let's do this. If I gather. Put a beast to here. Another beast to A1, so we can skip at least one build over here. We could skip this build and go in our pocket even further. And let's do a pursue on this too. And bodyguard defense 1 here. And have a anyone's defense 2 over here. Then we skip here. I think it's still not skipping a lot, but skip the arranging on carrying that piece into A1, so we could potentially do a ranging hunt over there. Bar of Wars. That's actually amazing. Yeah, it's a very positive event for us. Yeah, let's do it then. So usually I like to do bottom because it doesn't generate too much blight, but I'm actually considering top at this point if it helps us maintain the entire pocket. Oh, also we have returned to old pillars. That's oh, that's just insane. On which board in the land with the most buildings? So on board A, I think removing a town here is just great. Because now we could use the Dahan counter attack and kill the city. For on board B though, the Dahan together is still not gonna work because of the weird Dahan setup place. But if I remove the town on B6, it doesn't change the fact that B2 is all still taking escalation, so it's fine. What if I take the blight there? No. I mean, taking the blight here means a cascade, which is not ideal, so I guess we'll still just do the boring choice. Long offensive. Another land to blight, okay. Gather into the Dahan set of symbol. That's absolutely crazy here. And I think in this scenario, we're going to gather into B7. Different land with Han each 1 damage. Oh well, that's not good enough. I was thinking, okay, maybe that the Han is going to have enough damage on B1 because of the city, but then I just realized the city has 4 health. So, I mean, they tried. Maybe we do B7 because it actually kills a dude, and then we could just use the devil and defend 1 to solve it. On this board though, it doesn't matter. Alright, skip a build first. Explore into the sands. Alright. On this board, we're building on B8, B2, which does nothing. Great, and then on this board, let's do... So, so close for us to completely nuke everything on board 8. Maybe we can try to do that. This is where not having adjacency to board A, board B is going to impact the game, because that way, that means we are not really not having an easy way to solve all the buildings on this board. I think we're going to do that on A1, and then do I think we could pursue like that? Pursue, ranging hunt. Does chase do anything here? Not really. I mean, it does something because it can actually solve the land. Well, let's chase stuff to the wetland. Here's a consideration to chase on the jungle. Actually, I think chasing on the jungle is not a bad idea. Like, it has blight for sure, but like if we have so much blight to spare, we don't really mind a blight cascade here, first of all. And second, um, if it actually comes up, Minimize is going to help with it. Because, board A is so empty, Minimize is going to donate basically every single action they can to Fang's board. Okay, let's take a reclaim on Minimize. The downside of G3 is that we're losing a bunch of energy, so really what we're having now is only like a few energy, and we're only able to play the miners. And we are actually seeing the perfect card here, Scour the Land. Oh my god, Scour the Land is actually insane here. Because that means we could actually completely empty board A now. Yeah, let's do Scour the Land. It's the best card ever here. Scour the Land, pursue, and probably guide. Do I have the innates? Oh, we actually have the fire innate, and we also have the our innate. That is amazing. But we need the bedevil, that's for sure, because bedevil solves this 7 and also solves this 2. Yeah, bedevil is a necessity for us to play. So the question is, does Fangs has enough? Could Fangs draft a fast Dahan movement? Because then that would make us able to counterattack on this land too. Oh my god, more Blight Temple cards. Haunts is well, it's very close to being useful, but it's not really useful at this moment. Reaching Grasp. No, it's not that useful. I think I just take the Illusive Ambushes and be a boring person. Go here, play our plant cards. So the idea is that we're going to Ranging Haunt here, and then Pursue, and then Scour the Land, and completely solve this board 80. And we also have a Bedevil that solves both of the Ravaging Mountains, and then we're basically just 2v1ing on one board. I think at this point, Terrifying Chase is a safe play here. The next turn we could have a lot of fast actions. Not playing Prey is fine here, even though like Prey is a very great card against England, but sometimes you have to make a tough choice to not play for one turn because we're having tempo somewhere else, and I think this is a perfect example. Right, let's do Ranging Hunt here. Killing the city, pushing the beast. Ranging Hunt here. Killing the city, pushing the Sacred Site and the beast to lose the presence. Then do a pursuit. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't push the Sacred Site here, huh? That means we're losing the presence anyway. Well, it doesn't matter. We could just take the loss. So, let's do it again. Ranging Hunt here, gathering the real beast. Ranging Hunt here, gathering the real beast. 4 damage. Pushing the beast over here. Rescuing that presence. Then we could do a pursuit. Push Explorer Town over to here, and then we do Scour. Losing the presence, it sucks, but it is what it is. Then do the Devil. Push it. Then we still have some beast gather and defense here. we generating fear on counterattacks? Only just a few. So I think not generating fear is the correct call here, because we're generating a bunch next turn and in the slow, so it's very important to not over-generate fear, especially when the many minds is on the team against England, because sometimes if we generate too much fear, it's going to create two fears between high migrations, and that will make one of the turns very dangerous by having a high migration over here. So we could also gather some beast. Maybe that's a way for us to save our presence. I mean, sacred site. It's okay. Just making sure it's not gonna be a waste here. I think it's fine for us just to try to rescue our sacred site here. So let's do gather you and you. Or like this. I think this will have a much better impact. Gather a sacred site, beast. Actually, no. I would like to just leave the sacred site on this A4 for some reason. Then we could gather the beast from, first of all, one real beast from 4, and the sacred set on A1, and that beast, and this beast. Weaken the presence, and push them to here, here, and here. Don't hit presence. Then we discard. Then equip the devil. I was leaving a beast here to play around some beast events in case these lands get explored into. And having a presence on A1 for Fangs means that it can cover A2 or A1 if they explore with Junior. And the fear, yeah, as we talked about, we're not over-generating fear. And the event is fortification. Well, one board is completely empty, so we're not affected with that. And we also have beast attack, which is going to kill the city on 2. That's pretty great. We're also killing, oh my, this event. We're also killing a town and an explorer on B3. That means we are, this land is only going to build a town that'd be very manageable. Beast attack here, beast attack here, kill a dude, kill a damage a town, and then do the rest. Added the Han. Alright. Let's add 1, 2, 3 then. Add a strike, not matching a ravage card. Maybe we could try to solve B5 with this strike. Alright. Fortification. That has to be wetland. And that makes this land 6 a little bit dangerous. It's 6 buildings now. Actually 5 buildings now. I think we need to spend action here to play around Spore Contain. Like, Spore Contain is the only card that can kill us. Yeah, and yeah, let's just play around it. It's not gonna be too hard for us, since now we're just 2v1 on one board. Heath Gleam goes to 5, I guess? And then Terrifying Chase. I could chase 2 towns out. Where to is the question. I mean, pushing 1 town on this B3 is pretty good because 3 to Han is going to deal 6 damage, exactly enough to kill the town. So as 1 town, we have a place to go to. And the other probably goes to 2 just because it has a disease. It's going to be pretty chill for us. And now yeah, it's time to continue bullying England. We could go to the 2 energy, but we could also go for 4 card plays. I think having enough action econ here is enough for us to win. So let's just try to do the minor shout. Actually, never mind. We don't have enough energy to play all the cards, so I think let's just do top deck then. Let's do an EMS, do a skip that will solve this land 6 problem at least for 1 turn, and then do a guide. Yeah. Then we have a defend. Oh, we have a defense 7 here, and then we'd call the guard. Call the guard. Yeah, that's insane. Then bangs. It goes to 12 card plays. It's bottom track. Mountain is not gonna take double build. Jungle, no. So once again, this prey is not gonna have double value, but you know, no need to get greedy. Play. There's also an argument to play 2 near just to keep board A clean, but actually, it's actually very important consideration here because 2 near is basically one action, one entire control action that solves board A. Maybe it's better than Terrifying Chase. Yeah, I believe so. So instead of reclaiming Terrifying Chase, let's do Junior. That also saves us 1 energy, which is pretty cool. Finish playing cards, Dreadful Tide. Skip the immigration, skip the escalation. Call the guard. Or let's do Elusive Ambushes first, and then guide that beast out of the mountain. Then call the guard. Then gather some beasts. We need to have 4 beasts over here, so let's do 1 beast. Oh wait, we're having, oh wait. Weird. Do it again. Gather beast. Keep a Sacred Site because we don't need many presents on D2. Then play on A8. Then we have a Raging Horn to reposition our beast, but I think it's okay for us. Maybe let's do Raging Horn, get some beast on A1 so we could try to Raging Haunt it next turn with real damage. Coastal Towns multiply. Ooh, there's no adjacent town on board A. And what does it come with? Destroy Explorers. Added a Horn and land the Horn of Blight or Disease. Okay. Let's add it to A2 because it's temporarily very safe. Added the Horn to land with stuff. Okay, that kills more stuff. Remove from Sacred Site. Oh, that's... okay, question mark? I think that directs the high migration somewhere else. Oh, okay, never mind. It doesn't direct the high migration somewhere else because still having the most buildings, and we're killing all the initiatives on B side. And we have the sands. Explore again. Well, I mean mountain. Mountain is exactly the explore that we can't reach with our too near because of the adjacency, but it's fine. We have a piece there. Just trust. Um, build. Let's build on D6 because now we can skip it, and then EMS. Let's do it on 6. And this is where Tunia doesn't have any text, but killing one dude here makes us able to just the devil solve this 4, so we don't have to spend any more actions over here. Alright, and then since we're going to build, if we pursue stuff out of that land, then it doesn't have to build. Pursuing the leave this at 5, and we're still dying to spore contain, so no pursue over here. Or we just do a ranging hunt, like a very big ranging hunt would solve it. I mean, I like this idea. I need 6 damage, 6 beasts, convert 1, gather 4, and then gather 1 from Jaden. Yep, I think we got this. We reclaim offense, and I think it's time for Super Majors. Because we already have a very great minor deck. Entwined Power is great. If we go top track, we can even threshold it. Do we have the water though? Yeah, we have the water. That is very, very spicy. Sweep into the sea though. If we have Sky Stretches, we'd probably go to the sweep into the sea play, so minimize reclaim. See, okay. We don't have Sky Stretches, but we have something more absurd. Twin Days. Yeah, definitely we're going for the Twin Days. Even though we don't have Constancy or Bound to Twin, but it's still a very good card to have beforehand. Oh, also Many Minds has Scour, so probably we could just Scour this land too, A2. With some more Pursue, and then, yeah, it's going to be great value. Yeah, I think Pursue is actually a great idea, because if I push these two towns into B1, and then scour them all, then the sands are not going to build because there's no adjacency from A2, and then these B4 invaders are going to die to the counter attack, and then suddenly there's no adjacency for A2 build as well. Yeah, then all we need to do is take care of this land, B7 explore town city, which is completely doable. And it doesn't require us to take a ranging hunt at all with this build, so yeah, let's just take Entwined Power, because why not? It's a very great card. We need all the land cards. We need to keep the Prey. Actually, I'm thinking about the ditching Prey, because I think we are not really cashing in from the double skip, and we're having a lot of great ways to. I mean, we're just close to winning, so. And we do top track. Convert a presence. Do top track. Oh, that's here. Oh. If I skip the build here, then this this epoch is further maintained. Maybe it is then. So hold on. Instead of grabbing Entwine and forgetting birds, right? Maybe we need to just forget. We don't need this water, huh? Pot of Guard or Terrifying Chase? I just think that these two cards are just great. Right, I think it's hard to assume, but we have to forget one of them. Let's forget Color Garden. Convert. Presence. Class. Row. Row to A1. And plant water. That also gets us a ranging part. That's great. And many mines. Pursue and scour. And probably guide as well. Alright. So first of all, let's do an entwine. Or not. We could play our cards in first and then use open. Let's do a guide. Moving our Sacred Site with the Han. And our one presence to 7 then. We'll have Resolutive at 4. Bringing Han. Oh, hold on. I think we were able to kill the city as well. I just need to change my action a little bit. Instead of sacking this presence, I sack the presence on A1. This land 2 presence. Are we gonna die? Maybe we can save it anyways. Let's try it. So let's do guide first. Guide the Han. And the Sacred Site to here. And ranging Han. Push one over here. Push one to 4. Then we could do elusive. We do pursue. Oh. But I think I got it. I think we could save the presence, even though it's like a very minor optimization. Because we could still do guide like this way. Getting the Han, getting Beast. Pursue. Ranging Han. Oh. Not very nice together. Ranging Hunt. Push Beast, push Beast. Elusive defense 4. Scour from all the buildings. Oh, only 3. Oh, I'm stupid. Fast Scour kills all down for some reason. Okay, we're good. We're still okay. So we're still open with guide to the Han, Sacred Site Beast. Then we're still going to pursue, but this time one town goes there, the other town goes to probably 5 because there's a blight on 6. I don't want to have too much buildings on the blighted land. Elusive, defense 4. Then we are generating some fear in the in the invader phase anyway, so it's safe for us to generate some more, and we could rush for the next fear card next turn. Also gets us to level 2. That's pretty great. Gather. Oh, we don't have a water one, huh? Why didn't we do the damage here? Let's see. But we still do it now, so it's fine. Alright. Generate some fear and push 3 beast to the 7. And then we could do an entwine. I believe we could gain a major. There's red talents. And also bargains, even though it's a little bit too late. But it's still great. Flow like water though. I think flow is probably the way to go. Blocking is also pretty good because it can combine with banks. So I guess bank gets blocking and minimize gets flow. We could just forget scour because we're not really needing it that immediately. And entwined, I believe entwined can just go. We don't need to play next second time. We could just do blocking and then call it a day. So yeah. Frontier calls, okay. Add a beast to land with our stuff. Alright, alright. Gather the Han into a land without the Han set of symbols. That's great because we can now just counterattack and kill this dude. Get some of the Han out of this corner to B1. Take this at defense, skip the next normal build. Alright. Migration, Ravage, and then Coastal Explorer with the Frontier Call as well. Okay. It's a little bit scuffed, but it's fine. It's not that much of a trouble now. We still defend this, and then it's not gonna double build, and we can range on one of them. But the more important question is, can we try to win with killing all the buildings? Because with flocking, we could consolidate all the buildings together, as well as with flow. We just need to get enough beasts in one land. So let's say I flow. Oh, that needs a lot of damage, like really a lot of damage. We probably to need damage from fangs as well. There are too many cities over here. That's the main issue. Um, Three buildings, 3 cities that requires 12 damage. And flocking can't just solve them as well. I think it's not very practical here. I think it's better for us to try to kill all the explorers on the coastal and then stall and then try to win. Keep flocking these two. Deepen this one. Oh, it's not ravaging. Ah! Oh my god, this beer card, man. I think we still prioritize keeping board A clean. And we could use Prey and yeah, we could Prey to solve this map too, and then yeah, I think we're still having it just takes a bit more turns. To grow, get to 4 energy, then energy grow onto energy track. Do we have air in the discard? Oh, we don't have air in the discard. Okay. That means we're supposed to Draft an air. Oh, called ISO. Isn't it a perfect card? It's actually so perfect. Well, I'll take it. We're going to do this, and this. Another 2 near. And as for mini mines, it's time for us to try Twin Days. And we could do a Dreadful Tide, was it be a push? So do call the ice over here. Push. Do flocking. Between the call ISO. So we could go this mountain as well. And we wasting time solving the sand as well. Walking. And walk this. And block this. And play this just in case some random edge case happens. And then Dreadful Tide, skip it. Dreadful Tide, skip that. Some more field push. And before I do that, let's just do some fear generation where confound and beset and get us some. Alright. I think we're still having the hang of it. Increasing aggression is no ravage, and beast damage, well. I don't think we're catching too much from it. We're playing too discreet. Add the harm. Remove from stuff, okay. No disease. Skip the build. Right. Mountain jungle. Still gonna die to the ravage. So all we need to do is do near this. And then we could frenzy the soul over this mountain as well. EMS. Getting some more beasts. How are we looking? I think we're looking pretty good. Energy. Rescale. I think on this first stage, flocking doesn't work anymore. We need to kill the cities. That means we're supposed to reclaim for major. Does utter a curse solve it? Not really. It's a fun card, let's take it. And forget it. I don't think we're have enough energy to play it. Or like we don't have the necessity to do it anyways. Maybe I still can afford another spelling growth. The 4-card plays. Do you go for it? Or do you wait a bit? I think it's a turn where I could do some very interesting actions. Yeah, I think I definitely try to scale. Drop the minor, some fear generation or rejection. Rejection is actually pretty great. Or Epitristran Trail. That also sold the land. Oh, let's do Epitristran Trail. Play the rest of the cards. And Fangs tries to decrease. We could do a blocking red talent. Push the town up here, then do the blocking red talent as well. Push the town. Goes sands. Then we could flow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not in the danger of LC, so we're fine. Don't move the dog. Oh, don't move the blight, we're moving something else. Move this, and something else. Have a twisted trail. Gallery. So this land is now isolated. All we need to do is to slowly chip down this entire land. Heathen 4 for escape protection? I don't know. Gather some beasts. Gather. Then do the ranging horns. 7 damage. Kills 1, kills 2, kills 3. Leave them there. Fear generation. I believe I don't need the devil, but you know, just play it for fun. Also push a Dahan into the sands. Xeno. Plus 1 damage to Dahan, but we have played around all these, so we're fine. Push, we don't push. Here, okay. Remove stuff, okay. I don't think it would need it at all, but if it happens, it happens. Alright. Now, 2 near you. Key chase. Let's key chase you into the sands. And then wait for Beast Events to do something. Alright, now is the question of how do I deal call damage here? Oh, the answer is easy. It's just to get all the beasts and do a very great turn. Before that, we could try to do something else. Like we could grab a Vigor of the Breaking Dawn and solve the land. That also does it. We just need to keep scaling. Oh, Quicken also is one of the solutions because we have twin days. But, well, I mean, twin days is a very fun interaction here, so let's do twin days and Quicken. So we just gather the beast first. And Raging Heart. Raging Heart is Quicken. Twin Days. Quicken. And Rhythm. Oh, that's a very clean GG. Good game, good game. You know, still pretty easy to play with Archipelago. I think mainly because we could do a very clean pocket early, especially on board 8. You know, 2v1 is always good because we can have a very great advantage on that board. We're also very lucky that we didn't hit some of the bad events like Spore Contained or Bureaucrats just funding, which adds a town to a highest number of land anyways, even if we have a pocket. And probably local diaspora or farmers and numinous, I believe they're still in the game. Also Hardworking Settlers, even though many mines probably the place around Hardworking Settlers. And Harvest Bounty, which still gets countered by defense and stuff like that. But anyways, it's a very fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoy this Archipelago game, and if there's a lot of love for this Archipelago rule, I can try to do some more in the future. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.